What's up, boxing fans? I want to talk about Anthony Joshua versus Dominic Breazeale. Really, if you just look at size, not at the skill set, and what they have both shown in previous fights, it looks like a good matchup. So at least it's not a really big guy versus a smaller guy, because that does tend to happen in the heavyweight division from time to time. They are both young and undefeated, so that's another good thing about the fight. Dominic Breazeale is 17-0 with 15 knockouts, and Anthony Joshua is 16-0 with 16 knockouts. Dominic Breazeale is 6'7" with an 87-inch reach, and Anthony Joshua is 6'6.5" with an 82-inch reach. So they are about the same height, but Breazeale has a reach advantage. Now let's compare their last two fights and see how they match up that way. Breazeale, in his last two fights, he fought Fred Cassie and won by unanimous decision. It was a tough fight where he had a really difficult time with the much smaller Cassie. Cassie, he's not a pushover though. In my opinion, he beat Chris Arreola, and he also gave Mansoor a hell of a fight before Mansoor landed a monstrous right hook, knocking him out. So Breazeale, having a difficult time with him, it wasn't that big of a shock. After that, Breazeale fought Mansoor, where he was knocked down and losing. He was a much bigger, younger, fresher, undefeated fighter, and it looked as if he was tired for the whole duration of the fight. He was being beaten by Mansoor, who was just giving him both barrels from the first bell on. He knocked Breazeale down early too, but then it looked as if Mansoor got tired, and all the while Breazeale was looking for one big shot, which he got in round 5, I think, and it broke Mansoor's jaw. Breazeale won by TKO in a tough fight that I honestly didn't think he looked that good in. Now for Anthony Joshua. He fought a guy named Whyte in his second to last fight. It was a pretty good heavyweight fight too. It had some excitement. Joshua came out looking stiff, I think, I gotta say, and not jabbing as much as I would have liked to see. Whyte and Joshua came out to hurt each other. They were both landing big right hands in the first round. Joshua got the better of it, but he did look a bit stiff, and he was standing up too straight and getting tagged for it. He was getting tagged for it here and there throughout the whole fight, actually. I've been thinking maybe Joshua was wound up in that fight because it was his first pay-per-view, and they didn't seem to like each other on a personal level. They even exchanged punches after the first bell, so they probably really didn't like each other. Eventually, Joshua ended up stopping Whyte in the 7th round, and he landed some fucking hellacious punches to end it. The one that really sticks out was a giant uppercut he landed. All in all, Joshua looked alright in that fight, but in my opinion, not invincible. And he looked hittable. A huge boxer puncher. He looked like a huge boxer puncher that can be caught if you are brave enough to get that close. After that, Joshua fought the newly crowned IBF champion Charles Martin, who himself had not, really had a test in the pros. Joshua came out looking much looser than he had in his previous fight with Whyte, and was using aggressive footwork, cutting off the ring, using a jab. He showed good ring generalship, and he set Martin up for a right hand, knocking him out in the second round. And it was a flawless performance. So, now I'll tell you who I think is going to win. Maybe no surprise, but I think Anthony Joshua will win. I think that he just looks like the more skillful of the two, with his jab and his footwork and how he can unleash a 6-7 punch combination with uppercuts, jabs, left hooks, right hands. He's got it all offensively, I think. And yeah, there's some defensive lapses, but I think offensively he has enough to do away with Breazeale by knockout. Probably pretty early on. You know, unless Breazeale manages to catch Joshua standing up too straight and end his night early. But if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Joshua by knockout. So, that's it, boxing fans. Thanks for watching. Please like my video, subscribe, and join us on Facebook in the group Boxing Fans of the World.